Good afternoon. Sorry it's a bit late. Been a fairly busy. Well, I can't really say that. Just had a couple of pints in the local while it rained and trying to wait for the bus back from the polling station. Um, so it is election day. There's only a few hours remaining till you can vote. You can vote until 10 o'clock this evening. I've seen many conflicting things on Twitter and on Facebook about that you have to have ID. You don't have to have ID. And I thought that would be the basis of my... Sorry, excuse me 1 second. So I had a sesame seed sandwich. Well, no, sorry. A sandwich on sesame seed bread. And I need to have a bit of sesame seed in my teeth there. So this is what we're going to talk about. No, so I hate it. I'm not going to talk about politics or anything like that. I'm not going to say who I voted for or who you shouldn't vote for. All I would say is don't get shamed into voting a political part, a particular party. If you want to vote for who you want to vote for, you vote for them. Don't let anyone shame you into voting for them. Remember, we live in a democracy. It may not seem it the last 3 years, but we do live in a democratic society which allows me to vote for who I want to vote for. Joe Blogs to vote for anyone who they want to vote for. So this morning I got ready and prepared for the vote, and I've not missed a single vote, whether it be a general election, a local election. Actually, sorry, no, I do apologize. I missed one, and that is because I moved about a week before the vote was due, and I wasn't able to register in time for where I was living. For where I was now living. And that was, I don't know, I can't remember. It was when I moved to Swansea in 2016. It's over 2014 or 2016, I can't quite remember, but I know I missed one local election. But since 2001, I've not missed a general election, I've not missed a referendum. And as I say, most local elections I've got there. I know the rules, the regs, what you can do, what you can't do. So today, I walked in, and it's separated into two parts. Church side of Olsey, which is where I live, or the other, or the sort of the bottom half of Olsey, which is sort of closer to Ickleford. But I didn't know because they'd actually changed. Because the last time they had an election, we had a local election a few months ago. I went to the right-hand side, and I went to look at the right-hand side and couldn't see my address. And the people there were actually confused because they looked at me and they said, well, where do you live? And I went, oh, Bury Mead. And then realised, no, I don't. I live off of Bury Mead on the Rally. I was so embarrassed. And they didn't question me or anything like this. They didn't say, well, we don't believe you. But I had my polling card in my back pocket. Don't need that polling card. That polling card is just to tell me that I have registered to vote and that my vote has been marked on that piece of paper that they use in the hall. They give that special number. But I still took it with me because I put it in my back pocket. And before I left my my flat, I thought to myself, oh my God, I haven't got it. Oh my goodness. What happens if they turn around and say, sorry, you can't vote? But then in my head, I was thinking, no. If they say that to me, I will just phone up the Electoral Commission because I've got a right to vote. I've had this right to vote. So I had this argument with myself. This part of my brain was saying, no, you can't vote. So my anxiety was up there. It was literally sky. I think actually some bird was on a plane. Now I'm going to say the term bird from the 1990s because I actually had this in my head. There's some bird there going, oh, hello, Dave's anxiety, waving at it whilst I was arguing with myself, walking to the bus. I must have looked like a right plank because there's me going, you must need it. No, you don't need it. You must need it. No, you don't need it. You must need it. No. You don't need it. You don't need ID. You don't need that card. You just need to have the right to vote. Two things. You need to have the right to vote and you need to have registered to vote. There's no point in saying, well, I've got the right to vote because I've been here for so long and I'm a naturalised citizen, or I was born in this country, I've never left. I've got my own passport. That's fine, but you have to register. Anyway, off that. So my depression really didn't kick in today, which is quite surprising because I thought it would do, but it hasn't. So yes. So today, as I say, it's been quite a weird day today because of the election, and tomorrow, excuse me, and tomorrow is I don't know, is what's going to happen or anything like this. I know there's a lot of people that want some people, one particular person to win, and I know other people that want the other person to win. I'm not going to mention anything. I'm not going to say who I voted for. I'm not going to say who I didn't vote for. But I just implore everyone to exercise. And one thing that I saw on Twitter today, and I'm going to say this because it really bugs me, shaming on either voting for a party that someone else doesn't vote for or not voting at all. And I saw this on Twitter where one guy said that he was going to vote for one particular candidate, and he was basically bombarded of, shame on you, you're a disgrace, blah, 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 blah. And that really pisses me off, because that's not democracy. Democracy isn't about you have to vote the same as me. That's a dictatorship. And the irony being is that they're using that term against a particular, and it really winds me up. And then I saw there was this lovely lady that I speak to on Twitter quite often, said that she wasn't going to vote because she wasn't sure who she wanted to vote for. And someone turned around and said, oh, the likes of Emmeline Pankhurst died to give you the vote. I was like, so I jumped on this. I went, yes, Emmeline Pankhurst and the other suffragettes and the other women that all fought to get the women the vote. They quite rightly did so. However, they didn't fight that women have to vote. It was to get the women the right to vote. Not to demand to, once again, that's a dictatorship. Don't live in a dictatorship. We live in a democracy where a person that does vote and a person that doesn't vote still get the same rights. Now, I know that people band around about, oh, but you don't get to moan about the current government or the next government or blah blah blah. We do. Well, sorry, they do, because that's democracy, unfortunately. And democracy isn't about fulfilling the people's need for this. Democracy is a power. Now, democracy in its term is about the people. So this referendum and things like this. But as I say, I'm not going to go into it. It's been 8 minutes already, just to let you know that my anxiety has gone sky high and my depression has been sort of, so it's not really come to the forefront. Anyway, peace out. I hope that everyone that wanted to vote does vote and did get to vote. And this is the end. So yesterday I spoke about the using the soaps as a sort of analogy, and I got a couple of comments regarding them. Not on YouTube. I got a couple of comments on WhatsApp. So this is my home. I'm Dave. You know what's coming. This is the end of Home and a Dave. Toodle pip.